Today I'll be reviewing Harbor Freight's boost gauge. Let's get started.
I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay. We work hard, then we all play.
Before I get started, I want to know, has anyone else heard of Harbor Freight having a boost gauge? Because I went into the store just to browse and I saw it sitting on the shelf and had to have it. It was like $17 before coupon code and tax. I had a coupon and so it made it a little cheaper, but I'll put the price on screen. I was pretty shocked that they had boost gauges, so I wanted to see how good they are, if they're even working. I know my wastegate spring pushes 12 pounds completely stock on the TD05H turbo, so if this hits 12 pounds then it should be pretty accurate. It looks like right here that it changes colors with the push of this button, so that'll be pretty cool. And it's pretty cheap and you can get it at Harbor Freight, so I figured why not try it. I don't have to wait on shipping this way, so we're gonna unbox it and see what all is inside. Well, it appears like it has the vacuum line you need already with it. It's hard to compress it, so it should be actual strong vacuum line, so that's good. Came with another piece. It's a harder one than this, so I bet that's to go through like the firewall or something. As for the gauge, it looks pretty simple. We've got a ground, a power wire, and another power wire, which will probably just tie those two together. I'll read the instructions before I do any wiring. It came with a T-piece, so I didn't have to go and buy T-pieces, so that's good. And the brackets and mounting hardware, and obviously the instructions. And it came with a nipple that you can drill and tap onto the turbo or into your manifold. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to need this, but if I did, it came with it. As for the instructions, black is ground, obviously, white dashboard lights, and then orange battery. So the way I'm going to have it set up is, obviously that's going to be grounded. These two will be tied together so that when I turn the key forward, this just turns on automatically. And then I can change the color if need be. So that's pretty cool. It has all the instructions on how to do it, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get it installed on the car, and then we'll see if it works. But I got the boost gauge installed, and it's pretty cool. I didn't know that Harbor Freight even sold this boost gauge. It has different colors, and I show how to install it on the Texas Honda channel. But yeah, it's like $17 or something like that at Harbor Freight. And from the zero down this way is vacuum, from the zero up is boost pressure. We're gonna see how good it works. I've already tested it and it does work, but I wanted to show you guys here on this channel so you guys could see it. We're just gonna take the Civic and go through and see if we can get 11 to 12 psi, because that's where the factory wastegate on the TD05 turbo sits. So I'll have Casey hold the camera. All right, so I'm cruising at about 20, and we're gonna see how it does. Well, so far pulling pretty good. I saw 11 pounds. We'll turn around, do it one more time, and get another reading. This time I'll do it on red. Why not? All right, so there it is. Works really well. For the price of like $17. I'll put the receipt on screen so you can see exactly how much it costs with the 20% discount. But yeah, it works well for the price, and as long as you're not going above 20 psi, you should be perfectly fine on it. But if you're going above 20, you might want to get a different boost gauge. But this works for now. It is a temporary cheap fix to me not having a boost gauge. So now I know what we're at. I shouldn't be beating on it the way I have been, but it's held up really well, even untuned. But I will be getting a tune for it soon because, well, I don't want to blow it up. But if it happens, it happens. So I'll go show you under the hood real quick. All right, so for the exhaust setup now, we have an aftermarket downpipe with a screamer tube, which is basically where the external wastegate comes out and shoots the exhaust on the ground. I prefer them recirculated back into the exhaust, but this This was absolutely free from a subscriber. We just traded my stock one for this one. He wanted the stock one. It did give me a little bit more clearance in between the AC, so that now that way the AC doesn't get too hot and it blows ice cold now. So it's really close down there to the intercooler piping, but it does still make clearance, so I'm pretty happy about it. I heat wrapped it with the titanium heat wrap like I used on my G35. I actually had leftover, but I'll put a link in the description where you can get your own heat wrap. It works pretty good at reducing heat under the hood, and especially by parts like the AC where I don't want a lot of heat. So that's what I'm running there. And I'll go down below and show you the bottom side. All right, on the bottom side, you can see that I heat wrapped it a little ways because it is close to the oil pan. It's not touching, but this heat wrap will keep it from heat soaking into the oil pan. And then I basically just used the stock Eclipse downpipe. I chopped it at the top and welded in an adapter and shortened the exhaust just a little bit, and then used a factory flange at the back, welded it up, and now we have full exhaust, and this thing sounds really good. I'll put a rev clip right here so you can see how it sounds. So yeah, the exhaust system set up from the turbo back. Now currently it has the Eclipse downpipe merged with a Honda downpipe, and then from the downpipe back is a test pipe. From the test pipe all the way back is Yanaka cat back, which I'll have a link in the description for that exhaust that I bought and put on this over a year ago. But it sounds good, it's driving really good. This works good for a daily right now. I'll try not to beat on it too much. If I blow it up, I'll be building another one anyways, but I'm gonna eventually put forged internals and all that good stuff, a skunk 2 manifold, and all kinds of other crazy stuff. So definitely stay tuned to both channels. Texas Honda channel, link will be in the description for that. But yeah, Harbor Freight sells boost gauges, guys, and they work pretty good. So as long as you're not going over 20 pounds, you should be good to go. I hope you guys liked the review I did on the Harbor Freight boost gauge. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below and I'll take them into consideration. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned and God bless.
That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.